Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Work in Progress Wednesday, we're going to be making two super crazy elites. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today I am making two different versions of Super Crazy. I'm going to be making the WWE look, and then I'm going to be making an ECW version as well. I got this head sculpt from Head Gimmicks. It's got the long hair, and then this is a Jack's head sculpt. And I tried to keep the formulas pretty close to the same. Obviously, these are some Eddie Guerrero legs, and then the red boots, I don't remember who those came from at all. I can't think of a single figure that had these. For some reason, I was thinking Triple H, but that can't be right. I swore for the longest time these boots were from a Triple H figure, and for the life of me, I'm either way wrong, or I just cannot think of what elite they came on. Nonetheless, or I get they're probably from James Ellsworth. That's probably where they're from. The boots that he wore, I don't believe the laces were painted, so I'm going to acetone off of that, and then the bottoms I think were white, so I will be fixing those up, acetoning off the design here, and then the Mysterio torso will be painting red, and then we have kind of a classic look for him with the red and green here. You can see tights right there. And then obviously we're going to paint up the head sculpt. And then same thing, I wanted to use this. I really like this Ray t-shirt torso. I actually, like you can see here, this was from the first go-around I did was Super Crazy, and I thought it was okay, but I felt like I could do better, so I'm here to do better today. Gonna get rid of this design here, and then we'll just get rid of all the deco, and I think this is molded in black, so we should be good there. And then we just got a little bit different look. This one's gonna have like the, is it the Mexican flag? Maybe? I don't remember. This looks like, this goes on the tights. I think it's the Mexican flag or emblem. I could be completely wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. But that'll go on the front, and then the tights are going to look a little bit different. So I'm really excited. I actually think once I make this WWE one, I will have made him and Psychosis. So I have an extra Juventud sculpt because I have the mask sculpt on my WCW Hoovy. So I think I'm going to track down a Rey Mysterio Ruthless Aggression Elite that has the white pants and make a Mexicools Juventud. So we'll get around to that, maybe. That's for another day. Today, we've got a couple Super Crazies. Let's go. All right, here we go. So first thing I'm going to do on the first torso is just paint I got to get all the white down, and I do have an airbrush now that I've started to use. I did it on some head sculpts. I didn't have it when I started these customs, but I'm excited. I'll use that to start priming things. That'll make it a little bit easier. But the Eddie Guerrero legs here, the boots I can't remember who the boots came from. James Ellsworth maybe. So I had to do the white on the soles for those, and then the red paint I have. I think it's just I think it's just the red. The plain red that Vallejo has. There's so many shades I don't remember exactly, but this red matched very well. I can try to find what it was. Might have thrown that red away. I think I was all out of it, but painted the white on the torso, painted the torso red obviously to go with the legs, and then I do have to repaint the skin tone there since I used the like tan skin tone instead of the Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero sometimes skin tone that they use. And then the hair, just the plain black. I really like the black Vallejo paint. It just, it covers well. It doesn't feel too glossy at the end. And I just feel like you can still see the texture well. And that could just be the Vallejo itself. But I'm so much happier using Vallejo than I was Apple Barrel. I shouldn't have been stubborn for so long. The decals here, I wasn't sure how they were going to fit, but they fit perfectly on these Eddie legs. I'm not sure if Curb has the decals on a figure or just in like the digital render on his website, but these did fit really well. It was easy to get them on there, and they're not huge. They don't cover a huge portion of the leg like wrapped around, so that made it easier too. But these were sized pretty well. I was very happy with how these turned out. And then the torso, it was kind of a little bit of just picking where I wanted it and making it fit well, but it fit really well between the neck and shoulder there, and then I was able to get it so that it didn't go really, it didn't interfere with the articulation in the torso there. It kind of just stayed out the way, so it didn't get messed up. I can move it around pretty freely. And this torso, I was looking, there was a few different ways that he had the flag on the front. Some of it only went to like his mid section, just kind of on the chest. I saw some pictures where it went all the way down, so I figured I'd just do it all the way down just to change things up a little bit, just to be a little bit different, I guess. But I did draw the lines on the side there to do the red on the side, and then I'll do green on the other side and the white in the middle. On his actual outfit, the white was a little bit slimmer, but with the decal, it's clear, so it'll look good on the white, but if it goes over to the green and the red, I'm not sure, I didn't think it would look very good, so I just made that a little bit wider so that the decal would still pop on that area, and that's not something that bothers me. I think it'll still look good. And then the decals on this one were also pretty easy, just the big one on the back, and that was sized very well on here, and then just some simple ones on the legs, and we were wrapping up. Alright, so wrapping up here, the only critique I really have that I'd fix if I went back and did these was that I'd use Eddie Guerrero legs for both versions. They're more expensive, not as economical as the AJ Styles legs. It's a lot easier to get an AJ than an Eddie Guerrero. But I'm still very happy with these. I was ecstatic, especially with how the ECW one turned out. I did have to fix the eyes a little bit on the Jack sculpt. They were a little off, and just that part. I didn't want to repaint the whole head. Fixing the eyes made a big difference. The Eddie legs, like I said, I really like those on the red version with the boots. I did find some of the pictures seemed like he did have like a kick pad or like a cover over his boots for the black attire. So still, accuracy wise, it doesn't drive me nuts, but I just like the look of the Eddie legs a little bit more. But my wallet makes enough sacrifices, so I'm okay with sitting this one out as far as more detail. The head sculpt from Head Gimmicks I think is fantastic. I almost wish the hair was just a little bit bigger, but that's just a nitpick. I think it looks great. It's sized well. The likeness is very nice for it, and the hair, it easily could interfere with articulation, but I still can move it around pretty well to where that's not an issue. I think I said in the time lapse, the decals fit nicely. I didn't have to do too much moving around, too much finagling to get those to sit on there. And then the red paint that I said, the red paint matched really well. I swear, okay. My red paint was just called Dark Vermilion. So Dark Vermilion is the red that I used to match the Eddie Guerrero red legs that I had. So your results may vary, but that is the red that I used for mine. But that's it. That's all I've got to say. I was really, really happy with these. I've been adding a lot of cruiserweights. I did just pick up pieces to finish the Mexicools. So I've got Super Crazy. I have a WWE version of Psychosis done that I did quite a while ago. And I had an extra Juventud sculpt, so I picked up the Street Fighter Rey Mysterio, and I'm just going to acetone the tattoos off the torso to finish up WWE's Mexicools stable there. And what else? Oh, I've done a bunch of ECW cruiserweights, but also just ECW in general. So that's going to continue. That trend will continue. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. I've got some new stuff, or like some modern guys coming up as well. I've got a lot coming up. A lot I'm excited for. Head sculpts that I've already ordered. Just there's a lot on the menu. So if you did stick around, I appreciate it. If you want to see more Work in Progress Wednesdays, unboxing showcases, please consider subscribing. I would appreciate it very much. And remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude, out.